So, we're live. Anyway, I have a bit to talk about today, but first and foremost, I have an unboxing to do. I'm actually kind of excited about this. I won a contest a while back. Now, after I won the contest, by my good friend actually, I want to shout him out right now at the beginning of the channel. So, his name is Robert Harding, and he's lucky enough to live in Ontario. So, he can actually probably drive to Bay Street Video where I have to fly to get there. I'm jealous of that. So I haven't got to see what's in the box yet. My better half opened it up for me so I wouldn't have to do that. And she's gone to bed, but she got to peek and I didn't. So I get to give my honest reactions. And I have no idea what it is. I honestly don't, because basically it was a contest I won and he just said he was going to surprise me. So I expect some quirky stuff. Hey, Corey, how's it going? I got an unboxing to do. We're going to talk about the Scream Factory sale that's going on right now. And maybe I'll make a quick mention of the whole Nintendo Direct thing, which happened, well, today, and it was huge. So, I got a box this size. So, this is my second box this size. A pretty big box, actually. So, okay, there's a note, which I will peruse for the lateness of this prize. Oh, he mentions the postal strike. That is probably one of the reasons that this got in a little bit later. But I'm cool with that, actually. There's some neat things here. There's some kind of movie related things that I'm kind of stoked about having. So this is an eclectic mix. So let's dive. So first off is something that's not a film, but is definitely movie related. And I actually kind of dug this, so this is kind of cool. Oh, wow. So remember that movie, Movie Madness? Remember that movie Journey to the Center of the Earth with The Rock, right? So apparently, one of the things he put out at the time was this kind of like, hey, Torture Vision, this little like kind of mini flashlight that has like a whistle and a compass on it. So that is actually super cool. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to take it out of the packaging though, because it's kind of cool. I'm thinking this is the battery portion of it right here. I love movie memorabilia, things that tie into films. I'm a big kid that way. So we're going to look through this package. We're going to talk about Scream Factory. We're going to go through the stuff. So this, what is this? Okay, so these are cards, like mini cards. My inner Batman is actually kind of digging this. Magic poker cards. So this is like a magic trick. Kind of one of those mini card magic trick things. Now, what Robert may or may not know, I'm not sure, but when I was young, I have epilepsy, something that I take pills for. So I used to be pretty shaky and couldn't speak that well, stuttering and stuff. So one of the things that I did is I wanted to get into like to acting and plays and stuff like that. And one of the ways that I actually was able to stop the shaky so much was I studied a book on magic throughout like my late elementary school and into college, and that's movement and like basically how to move your hands, misdirection, your best friend. I have no idea what this is though. This is a Taco Bell thing, which is actually kind of cool because I actually do like Taco Bell. There's a sandwich that they have which is like chicken, and it's like it's instead of a taco, it has like chicken as your taco shell, and I unabashedly love this. So this is a kind of a temporary tattoo. I'm a huge Taco Bell fan, which I don't know how he knew this stuff, but that's kind of cool. The original Gata. Cat of Nine Tails. Now, oh, that's Tony Todd. No, Gata is, well, that's going to be Monique. Actually, she's on my Instagram. Look her up, definitely. Okay, now this appeals to my better half and as well, especially the cheesy side. So some asylum flicks here. I was told by my better half I can only get made 1 or 2 tattoos. One of them is going to be dealing with what my favorite thing is, which is the Phoenix, which actually was a nickname when I was young. And the other one is going to have to do with a quote that I love, actually. And I'll tell you that later. Keep you watching. So this is 2012 Ice Age. So this is an Asylum film release, and I'm not gonna lie, I will definitely watch this with my better half and get a kick out of this, because I am one of those people that like utterly adore these Asylum films. This one has, who's in this one? June McCulloch is the name they got for this one here. So I do like her, and kind of neat. Don't know you knew this stuff, but you watch my channel well then. Next up. Yeah. Shark versus octopus. And much like Mood 616, I'm a fan of the shark movies. I kind of dig these things. So Shark versus octopus kind of looks mega shark and giant octopus turn on each other. Lorenzo Lamas is in this movie and Debbie Gibson. Okay, yeah, I'm all there. One of them, I missed the note Lee said there. One of them actually has Debbie Gibson and Tiffany. So I'm not quite sure which one that is, but super cool. So we got a couple of DVDs in here too. One is a French action film. And actually this is going to be kind of cool for me, because the thing is that I'm going to Morocco and I'm learning French right now. So the actual cool thing about this is there's no English. So I am actually going to have to watch this in French with my better half. And I am going to kind of dig that. Apparently got a good rating. Does anybody here know French? Because I do not know what this means in English. Not yet. But action. And to answer the question, I don't have any of these films. Oh, next one's a tartan video. And 16 years of alcohol. I feel like I should know this, but I don't. Does anybody know this one? It's got actually a decent cast. Yeah, Susan Lynch is in this one. We got Kevin McKidd from Dog Soldiers. I'm actually kind of really interested in this. Susan Lynch is here. I'm a big fan of Tartan. Like Tartan does a lot of like Asian stuff as well. Usually that's how I usually know them. And we're gonna dive into some comics. Oh, what's under this? Okay, we'll see that after. That's kind of the stuff. So we're gonna dive into some comic stuff here. We got the Ultimate Marvel, X-Men Second Coming. Stuff of Legend. The Green Hornet. The Oni Press Free for All. Marvel's best-selling authors. Oh, this is like kind of like the poster thing that they did for. I didn't get this one. I missed out on it. So it's kind of cool. This is Ghost Rider and Marvel Apes. Yeah, I am definitely putting that up on the Ghost Rider side. But I may wait till I get done Morocco for that. The Marvel Zombies 3 and the Umbrella Academy. Now what's left is probably, this is all cool stuff, but what's left is probably the neatest, coolest stuff. Hey Peter, I just got started here. I'm doing an unboxing from Robert Harding. I recommend, guys, please sub to his channel. The guy definitely doesn't get enough doesn't get enough subs, and he's a really personable guy and really nice. Okay, this is really cool. Uh, I am older than a lot of people on YouTube, some people on YouTube. So I remember the days of cassettes. Uh, and I collect, as you guys know, I collect all formats from records, and I collect like CDs. But hey, welcome, Michael. But this is super cool. So this is Judas Priest, which is a band I actually really like. Yeah, I was a bit into the metal stuff when I was younger too. So this is a single, a cassette single. So for all you young kiddies out there that have not seen cassettes, this would be a cassette. And damn, this is cool. So when would this one come out? It was a promotional cassette uh, for an album, Jugulator. So I'm guessing we'll probably have like one or two songs. It's got Bullet Train on it. Oh, it's got Bullet Train. Uh, I'm not quite sure how he got this, but this is super cool. I'm not quite sure when. I'm actually need to know now because it's going to drive me. When the heck did Jugulator come out? Okay. Sorry guys, but I have to like just check that out. So 97. It was released in 97. So that's that's a ways back. I didn't know if it was like a re-release or somebody kind of retro doing this, but like Judas Priest? Hell yes. I'm all over that. Okay, now these are cool. I've never seen these things before. I'm guessing these are much in the vein of like the screener tape things that I used to see when I was when I used to friends that did a video store. But this is different. This is unique. So this is the March 2004 Canadian Digital Sales Planner. MGM means great movies. So I'm not quite sure what this is. Doesn't quite. Oh, there's something on the inside. So March 2004 Canadian Digital Sales Planner, and it has like it's got a DVD and a CD-ROM. So I'll show you guys. So this is kind of freaky. So get this. So the event portion of it, it's got Hamilton Mattress event. It's got Stargate SG-1. I'm not sure if it's like an episode or two, or like maybe it's the pilot. New to DVD, 1998 comedy, which I'm going to guess is like probably kind of like a promo reel. A reprise spring training, re-promote comedy and spring training. I'm not sure what that is. I'm actually really curious about this. Support catalog and barcodes. Hamilton Mattress full-length screening DVD. I have no idea what Hamilton is. Hamilton Mattress a store? I'm really curious. Okay, so there's a DVD and one of the old kind of school CD-ROMs on there. So yeah, so damn, a lot of this is going into my other room because I got like memorabilia in there. So this is the April 2004, and I can see this one has Clouseau on here. So this is the original Pink Panther. So I'm going to guess it's going to be Pink Panther related. That and it's pink. So this is kind of cool. This is really cool. Sales planner. So I'll open it up here and show you guys because I really like the way these are done. I would definitely collect promotional stuff like this. I love this stuff. So event, the Pink Panther film collection. Hey, Mark, how's it going? I got some stuff here. Female prisoner scorpion off eBay. Nice, Cubic Lover. I got the package, Robert. It is awesome. I have no idea what this is, but it looks cool. The biggest OMG moment in the package, I'm not going to lie, because it's me. This. This, super stoked about this. So, maybe Robert can explain this, but event, the Pink Panther film collection, new to DVD, Mother's Day 1998 drama, Mother's Day 1998 musical. So I'm guessing it's promoting like Mother's Day. family and new to DVD, re-promotes the Alamo. I love this type of stuff. Yeah, Robert, put a link to your channel there. I won't be able to do it till after the video's over and I got it uploaded and everything's done. But Robert, feel free to put a link to your channel in the talk box or in the comment section down below. That way, anybody that watches this video, either if they're watching it right now or they watch it afterwards, can actually go over and subscribe to your channel like they should do. So this is actually cool. They mentioned the Pink Panther gift set here. So full length. So I'm guessing it looks like there's a screener DVD for the Pink Panther, which super cool because I love screener stuff. I'm a big fan of this type of stuff. Promotional stuff, I'm a huge fan of. It also has like a Windows and Macintosh CD, and I have both. I have like a Windows computer and a Mac. I primarily use my Mac for work. Oh, Delilah. I had a friend in school actually named Delilah. Haven't seen her in ages. Hey there, Delilah. So, I don't know what these are, but I kind of love them. I love the packaging. I don't know what Hamilton Mattress is, unless it's like a training program for Hamilton Mattress. If it is, that's friggin' awesome. Because I remember working at Best Buy and like watching this like Best Buy trainings like DVD back in the day. And I wish I had it because it was so fun. I have a big addition to my comic stack and a Ghost Rider poster, which is going to go up because I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan. Probably these that would get sent to retailers trying to order. Oh, nice, really? What the heck is Hamilton Mattress then? I don't know that one. So, yeah, I worked at Best Buy a long time ago. Now, yeah, one thing that you should probably know was I wasn't like a movie time for me. I actually didn't have like Best Buy was like a big job, so needless to say, I didn't have the money at that point to buy a lot. I do remember having an Xbox when it came out, though. I was there for the opening of the Xbox original, and I was, it was a crazy time. So 16 years of alcohol. I'm really interested in this one. I don't know anything about this. This says street date, May 24th, which makes me think this is a tartan screener. And if it is, we got sort of a theme going on, and I really like this theme. Next up is a film that is completely in French. So this one is going to be one of those, a screener perfect. Because I don't have a lot of screeners in my collection, unfortunately. Hey, Javid. How's it going? This is completely in French. I'm learning French, so yes. My better half is making me watch like French stuff so that I can actually get to know it. And some asylum films that I know my better half's going to watch with me. That is without a doubt. Is it? And I'll figure it out. Because I will learn French, damn it. I'm working on that. I've only got 2 years to learn French before I'm in Morocco, so I got to learn it. So 2012 Ice Age. This should be fun, because I love Asylum. Yeah, she will. She loves it, stuff like that. And you know what she's going to love? This. Shark versus Giant... Mega Shark. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. My better half, if you guys don't know, she went to school for marine biology. I know the one you're talking about. My better half mentioned it to me. Again, Judas Priest. Super stoked at that. I'm guessing you knew from Instagram that I knew. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Where I'm spending all my time, like I'm gonna pick up certain things. I pick up things actually fairly easily. This is the original Gata, and who is on my Instagram, and I do like her stuff a lot. Taco Bell, because that is actually one of my favorite places that I can't get my better half to go to. So when we go, I go to Taco Bell and she goes somewhere else. Magic tricks. And if you've been watching my video from the beginning, you know that I actually learned magic when I was younger. I haven't seen it yet, but my better half has mentioned it. She has seen it. So eventually, if it's French and it's got Alain Delon in it, I have to see it. I don't have a choice. And last but not least, which is super cool, this is a cool combination. It's from Journey to the Center of the Earth with The Rock, and it's a flashlight slash whistle slash compass. So if I ever get lost in the center of the earth, I gotta have this on me. So there we go. Thank you, Robert. Please subscribe to Robert's channel. He has, see, his girlfriend doesn't mind going on videos the way that mine is a little bit shyer. And so they go on together and they make a nice team, actually. I really kind of admire that. I was actually, last night, was the last night or the night before? I think it was last night. Just to This, a new episode of Just to This popped up. Like, Just to This celebrated its 2-year anniversary. Long weekend I saw. And that was a huge, huge deal. You guys know by now I've been on Just to This. I've been listening to it since its inception. And it celebrated 2 years. And what they did for a Valentine's Day episode is Brian, who you have all spoken to on here, actually, he was on with his wife Lisa. And you can really tell Brian and Lisa, well, Brian really loves Lisa. That's very obvious on the Just to This podcast. And she's very knowledgeable. I have a very similar taste to Lisa when it comes to a lot of films. So if you watch the Just to This podcast, you'll hear some stuff I like. Also, my t-shirt for tonight, so you guys can see it again. This is my Hobbies and Games Let's Conjure Bloody Mary. I love this shirt. Thanks. I've actually got a couple of these, and I got like 2 mugs. I was actually going to use one tonight, but I was just too tired. I would have had to wash it out in that. But I got like 2 mugs from this. If you go to Spencer's, Robert, because I know Spencer's would definitely probably be in your area because it's Canadian. Spencer's is like a place they have sell t-shirts, mugs, stuff like this. That this is the line where you see that at. I actually saw Alyssa White. She actually has a channel on there, and she actually had one of these shirts on. All right. So, subscribe to Robert Harding. Especially if you like me. Subscribe to Robert Harding. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to and you're watching. Oh yeah, it's tea. It's just regular tea tonight. It's kind of regular. It's decaffeinated. I might pick up. I got a few from that I want to pick up. Ironically, they look at me like I fit there. I'm not sure which is worse, Robert. That kids look at you like you like, why are you going to Spencer's? Or you look at me like I'm like I totally belong at Spencer's. Comical thing. Then a couple people from work were jokingly said us millennials, and I'm like, dude, not, love the millennial generation. I am so not that. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm way older than that. But bless them for thinking otherwise. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to Just to This podcast. It does a lot of good if you go in and you... I did hear about Javid about the stories. I was actually going to mention that after. Make sure you subscribe to Just to This podcast. if you see my episode on there, please listen to it and give it a nice review, because I'm going to be back, and I'll be back on Just This as much as you guys like, as much as Brian can have me on there and take watching movies with me. Yeah, the Oxford store. I'm really surprised. For outside of the UK people and people that haven't been to the UK, HMV and FOP were bought. It looked like they were going to go under, but I think it was the guys that I'm not sure if it's the guys that own Sunrise Records or something like that bought, like, saved HMV from going under in the UK. Unfortunately, one of the things that they had to do in order for a concession of that was he had to close certain stores, because not every store could be afforded to be kept open. One of the good things, though, is that it's going to keep its HMV and FOP logo and name. They're not going to change that. A rebranding is not going to be done. They're just going to work on getting, like, focus on a lot of things. You'll probably see more records in there, more local stuff, and you'll probably see a lot of the more local Eureka, BFI, Arrow, that type of stuff showing up in the HMV over there, and the FOPs over there. Now, one of the concessions that was just mentioned there is that the flagship store, one of the first HMV stores, period. HMV stands for a Master's Voice, by the way. His Master's Voice. That's what it means. One of the ways you could actually see that name was, yeah, exactly. His Master's Voice. The Oxford store was the big store. When I went to London, one of the big treats for me was going to the Oxford store, because I had always wanted to go there. Tower Records, I remember Tower Records. And it has this huge sign with His Master's Voice on it, right? It's incredible. It's a shame that it has to close, but on the good part of this, and I think we should look on the good part of this, HMV is not closing down all over in London. The most case scenario, not even the worst case scenario, the most probable case scenario was this: HMV was going to close. HMV was going to be gone. That was it. There was going to be no HMV. There's going to be no FOP. Both of those stores were going to go out of business. They were going to close down, like they did in Canada, like they did in the US. They didn't. So we're going to lose they're going to use the flagship store there. And I say we because that's where I'm going to be shopping, like, as an HMV. Virgin Atlantic Records store. There's a Virgin Records in Cubic Lever in Marrakesh, actually, in the place where I'm going to be living. They got, like, a Virgin Records store. That's actually pretty popular over there. A lot of DVDs, like, a lot of stuff. But a lot of them are in French, much like that one there. So, like, gotta learn French. For instance, if you were a fan of the, what was it? Not Dodds, no. Cold Prey series of films. Then they had them in French, like triple pack with all three of them long ago. You can also get the in Birmingham. I've never been to Birmingham. I gotta go. You can also get, oh God, what's it called? Necronomicon, which has not been released here in you remember FOP? The best FOP, I hope it's not closing. You can keep me up to date on this. Covington Garden is my favorite FOP. Hey Brian, I just mentioned your 2-year anniversary on here. You and your wife did an awesome video. Sega Mega Drive. I've noticed that every time I speak to somebody that either lived over in the UK or in Paris or Morocco, areas like that, that Sega system was their first system. Bloody hell, like, I'm gonna so Brian is here. This is Brian Sauer from Just a Disc and Pure Cinema Podcast, both of which you should be subscribed to. Both of these now have had their 2-year anniversary. And that, I kind of dig that. That kind of gets me excited. The one thing I can say that is super cool is that I have been listening to both Pure Cinema and Just to This since when they started. I think I started listening to Just to This first, and then I found Pure Cinema afterwards. What's my favorite store for disc? FOP in Covent Gardens is my favorite in London. But my favorite all-time store for movies is Bay Street Video. There was no hyperbole when I spoke about Bay Street Video. It is everything that I want in a video store. If you are in the Toronto area, make sure you go there. It is awesome. It's a little store. It's not a chain. It's not an HMV. It's not a Tower Records. It's its own store. It's not even a chain. There's one store, and they're bringing in stuff that you guys, if you guys are watching my channel, the stuff that they're bringing in, that's the stuff that you want to buy. Because it's the Scream, it's the Code Reds, it's the AGFA. Oh, Bay Street Video, Javed. It's literally when I say Bay Street Video is on Bay Street. It's not like they got a lot of Criterions, Cubic Lever. You love it there because they really focus on high end Criterions. And Bay Street Video is literally it's a video store, and it's only in Bay Street in Toronto exactly. And they've got a rental store, but they also have an independent store. They also have like a big section for buying stuff as well. Everything there that's for rent has the ability to be for sale. They even had a Django there, and I tried to get them to sell it to me, but for legality reasons, I guess they couldn't do it. But if you're ever in Toronto, if you ever find yourself in Toronto, Javed, anybody, Brian, definitely check it out. I'm already doing research on other vinegar syndromes. Brian knows this. I told him earlier. So, Scream Factory has a sale. And it's their Love is in the Scare sale. So I originally thought maybe I'd bring over all my Scream Factories and we go through those. Then I thought you guys have probably seen my Scream Factories enough that you don't want me to do that. Oh, Battle for the Lost Planets Mutant War. I want that one so bad. There's a lot that I want when it comes to... Nice! If you ever get second copies, Brian, you know where I am. Wacko's going to be a fun release. It's a weird movie. They just announced their March package, actually. Let's just check it out here. Because I'm a big Vincent guy. As you guys know, at this point, I've become the Vinegar Syndrome Severin guy. I know. So let's see what the March package is. So the Suckling, which is kind of like, what makes mention that? Q the Winged Serpent, I really like. But you have to understand, I'm a huge fan of Larry Cohen. I think that's one of his better ones. I like the monster films. I like Michael Moriarty. So that stands out for me. I definitely give it a watch. Let me know what you think of it. You may not like it as much, but I really like it. Hey, Stephanie, we got the Just of This people here. Stephanie and Brian. So the Suckling, I'm actually really excited to check out. I think Brad had a lot to do with this one. Cold. I think this is an adult one. Flesh Pot on 42nd Street. I'm pretty sure it's adult. In the Cold of the Night, I kind of remember. But Dominique is here, and I really remember this, and I remember the ad campaign. Because whenever I saw Dominique, like as a commercial, it wasn't under the name Dominique. It would always be, Dominique is dead. And then they'd like, or is she? Dominique is dead. So yeah, Mandy's on Shudder right now, yes. But always remember this. Shudder's a great streaming service. You should have it. You should check it out. But don't let the streaming service become the replacement. Make sure that your streaming service is your way to look at a film before you actually buy a physical copy of it, because even places like Shudder or Netflix or Hulu or whatever the hell comes up next, they lose like movies after time. Was Fleshpot canceled? Was Fleshpot mentioned right here? The AGFA. I don't know about the AGFA one. Now there is I think there's a soft and hardcore version of Fleshpot, much like there is with a lot of the stuff that Lee put out, Brian, that has a story to it. So AGFA, I'm not sure if they're going to have both versions of Fleshpot, or if maybe AGFA, like it's very possible that AGFA worked with Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome is really famous for working with like a lot of companies. I love that Severin and Vinegar Syndrome put that Cyanide and Happiness cartoon on it and put like Severin and Vinegar Syndrome there. Like, no, Vinegar Syndrome is better. No, Severin's better. And then it said, yeah, guys, fight it out. And then it just has them like making out together. That was so cool. So I think this is the hardcore version only, as far as I know. But we'll see as it comes out. It was an awesome meme, wasn't it? So, Scream Factory. So basically, I was going to go over the stuff that they got, and just on the sale, I mentioned some stuff that I really want, and some stuff that I already got that I think you guys should pick up. Some of these I'll know better than others. Some of these I won't. Some of these are going to be IFC films. I don't know a lot of IFC films. Some I've seen. Some I'll watch down the road. I'm not a huge fan of the Scream IFC section. There's a couple. So, Alien Predators. Who stars in this one? Dennis Christopher. Okay. Martin Hewitt and Lynn Holly Johnson. Don't remember it. Could be a good one. It's $16.79 right now on sale. One that I do know but I don't own. Yeah, I know. This sale is actually good. That's what I'm talking about. I gotta be honest, Steph. In the last little while, haven't been a lot of good Scream Factory sales to talk about. That's, sadly the truth of the matter. This one deserves to be in a video. Next up is American Gothic. If you've never seen American Gothic, it's a really cool film. It's got Rod Steiger, Yvonne Carlo was in it. Just such a... now, not all can be shipped to Canada, unfortunately, Warlock. Stuff like Southern Comfort, for instance, and some of the other ones can't ship to Canada. Now, there is a work, you won't be able to get them in the, so those you won't be able to get in the sale if they're in the sale. But I found a workaround by ordering from Barnes & Noble for stuff that I wanted that's not Canadian. Or if I was in Toronto, I'd be at Bay Street Video and I'd buy Southern Comfort because I got it. American Gothic, I do recommend. It's a really good film, kind of quirky, kind of different, but I do like it. Next up is, for actually a decent price, is the Amityville Horror Trilogy. If you don't have it, I don't know why. It's got Amityville 3D in 3D, in real 3D. Yes, thank you very much. I'd be interested, Steph, in knowing what you picked up from Scream Factory sale. And let's see if we can get Brian to get something from the Scream Factory sale. Let's just see. Philip Mora's The Beast Within, which is the best of the Philip Mora films. Hey, Andy, that he has made. Honestly, he's made Howling 2 and 3. I know that's not a huge leap for The Beast Within to be the best film that he's made out of those three. American Gothic is really good. I only have it on a really cheap DVD, but I got to pick it up down the road. It's one that tempts me. I'll mention the ones that really tempt me as I go through. The Bride is one I saw in theater, actually. That's Sting and Jennifer Beals. I like that one, but as a kid, I kind of giggled at the line. I taught you to walk. I taught you to breathe. I'll teach you how to blank. How would I compare Howling 1 to 2 and 3? Howling 1 is a classic. 2 and 3 are fun. They're... I'm Madman. Oh, yes, I remember that movie. I haven't seen that movie in years, Steph. I was at a store that was in St. John's one point. It was like a lot of VHS, right? And yet, I'm Madman. I was like, I'm going to go back and get that. And the store closed down. I actually saw an article in the store that said they threw out all his stuff because he pretty much, the store had gone in you couldn't pay the rent, so he kind of took off. And they took all the DVDs and VHS and he put it out in a bin outside. like just in the back and garbage. And Aaron was not beyond dumpster diving for this type of stuff. I knew there was some really great stuff there. But by the time I had got to that place, the bin had already been taken out to the trash, and it was sadly missed out on. But no, Aaron would have dumpster dive for some of those movies. Okay, next up is The Burning, which I'm guessing everybody from got from Scream Factory. If you don't, jump on that all the way. Cat People's got Natasha Kinski and Google Doc List. Cellar Dweller and Catacombs. It's a double feature. They did like it as a 4-pack originally on DVD. If you wanted to upgrade that one to Blu-ray, kind of fun. Cellar Dweller is my favorite of those two, I think. Child's Play, of course. You don't have Child's Play, get it. Class of 1984 is one of my favorites. Everybody should own Class of 1984. And Crawl Space. Because Crawl Space, not only is it a cool, weird, freaky little film, but get this. Crawl Space has one of my favorite short films called Please Kill Mr. Kinski. You have to see that. What's really cool here is for $23, the Creepshow Collector's Edition. Remember that box set, Creepshow, the one I got over there? That's $23 on the sale right now. That's a really good price. So Brian, if you don't have Creepshow, just saying. Yeah, actually it's getting UK release from 101 Films. I would actually double dip on that. I'm going to be double dipping on Double Dragon. I watched that this week on 101 Films, and I'm going to get the MVD Rewind Edition as well. Ooh, Black Label Edition. So that's going to be a really good one then. Curse and Curse 2, I find those fun. Cyborg, it's fun actioner. Day of the Dead, they did a really good edition of Day of the Dead. If you haven't checked that out, I definitely recommend that. Dead Ringers. I'm a Cronenberg fan, so I'm all over Cronenberg. Dead Time Stories, it's kind of fun. Demented, I want to own. Demented is one I remember, but I don't remember. I remember the cover. I love the cover, but I don't remember the film at all. But I remember wanting to own it. Doctor and the Devils, Timothy Dalton, that's kind of cool. Dreamscape is really good. Dreamscape's so underrated. So many people don't talk about Dreamscape, and they should. Lizard, Snake, Dreamscape. I love that film. Dungeon Master, The Eliminators, that's okay. Empire of the Ants and Jaws of Satan is actually a better one as a double feature. Why? Because big monsters, that's why. Dreamscape's amazing, right on. From the guy in V. Actually, I think it was, yeah. I think Michael Ironside's in Dreamscape. I know it's Dennis Quaid's the star of it. Dungeon Master is the one with Richard Mall, actually. Escape from New York, Steelbook Edition for $16 for a Steelbook. That's actually not bad at all, actually. You mean Mark Singer? No, Mark Singer I don't think is in Dreamscape. I like that winner, man. But I haven't seen it in years. Evil Speak. I recommend Evil Speak. Evil Speak is really fun. It's got Clint Howard. Exterminators of the Year 3000. If you're an Italian like horror, if you're Italian like a post-apocalyptic Italian movie fan, yes, get it. Final Exam is a fun one. Not the best slasher, but I really like that. Final Terror is underrated. It's a slower moving slasher film. Firestarter I don't have. I really got to get that one, actually. The Fog Steelbook is here. I love their Steelbooks. From a Whisper to a Scream. Actually, somebody on Scream Factory's website, actually, on their Facebook page, actually, oh, and I got to say thank you, Mr. Russo, for shouting me out and mentioned that he picked up From a Whisper to a Scream. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, then you're going to know From Whisper to a Scream was one of my favorite releases from Scream Factory, because the documentary that's along with the film is good. It's a decent film. It's a low-budget film. and it's directed by Jeff Burr, that of course did Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface. But yeah, but From Whisper to a Scream has a great documentary on it, and I actually reviewed the documentary on its own. I was that impressed with it at the time. And what was really nice was that the people that made the documentary were like, and this is when I had like very few subscribers, like even like on my channel at all. We're talking like between 30 to 50 subscribers. They actually came on and they commented on the video and thanked me for reviewing that. And I never forgot that. I never forget stuff like that. From Beyond Collector's Edition. Everybody, you got to have From Beyond. It's the little things. Like, Steph, when you came on here, and then Brian came on here, I'm not going to lie, I did fanboy out a bit. Like, internally, I fanboyed. Garbage Pail Kids, kind of fun. Anthony Newley, I always like Anthony Newley. Ghost Story, please tell me, everybody, see Ghost Story? Own this film. It's really good. Ghost Town, it's an okay film. But the one I do have to mention is Ghost House and Witchery. See, Ghost House and Witchery is part of a series of films that are very loosely connected. They're connected by a movie called Evil Dead, or as it is in over there, La Casa. So there's the La Casa series of films, and Witchery and Ghost House are part of the La Casa series of films that actually don't have anything to do with each other, but they're fun. Most of them are region A. If there's one that I got here, Javid, I can check for you. Hey, Sexy Monkey, I still haven't got your thing out yet because she's still doing like seminars. So she hasn't been back to her office yet. She was supposed to go back, and then they gave her another seminar. So I have not forgotten, Sasha. I have not forgotten. Ghoulies 2. Ghoulies 2 is better than Ghoulies. I'm not going to lie. But you'll get it, I promise. But Ghoulies has the girl from a very young, oh God, what's her name? The girl from Law and Order SVU. You received From Beyond? Yes, PMAC. From Beyond is awesome. Halloween 2 limited edition steelbook is on here. Halloween 3 steelbook. Hell Knight. If you don't own Hell Knight, Brian, do you have Hell Knight? I'm still trying to get Brian to buy something because I'm that type of guy, and his wife's going to want to kill me. Hell Knight. Hell Knight is a classic slasher film that works really well and goes outside of the traditional tropes of a lot of slasher films. Okay. Damn, I almost got you there. It's a good release. That's a great release. Also, Hellhole. Not gonna lie, I really do love that film. You did, damn it. See. I will find stuff, guys. I will find stuff. Horror Show, of course, which is House 3. The House Where Evil Dwells and Ghosts Were. That's actually a fun double feature. Howling to Your Sister's Werewolf. Everybody should know that. And The Howling. Yeah, definitely. I'm Madman. As Steph. Oh. Talk to you later, Brian, and I'll find something. I'm Madman. Invaders from Mars, which some people love and other people hate, but I actually kind of liked it. That's definitely a fun watch. The Island. Well, okay, so The Island is one that I haven't seen around in a long, long time. It was an early Scream Factory release, like way back when they first started. This one's actually $11. Definitely, if you don't have The Island, Michael Caine, I'm pretty sure it's Michael Caine, right? Michael Caine. That's a horrible Michael Caine impression. Definitely check out The Island. That's a fun little release. A little good soundtrack. Jack's back, of course. Yeah. And David Warner, David Warner, you cannot miss out on that. Jack's Back is one kind of a fun little thriller that I liked. Oh yeah, if you're not listening to just to this, you are missing out. Thanks, Steph. But I'm never going to be you on Just to This. That's the thing. One, you rock on it. You just have that timing. Two, you had the best voice for podcasts ever. So if you haven't listened and you're wondering, you're seeing like the typing from Steph here, and you're wondering, I wonder what she sounds like. She sounds awesome. Uh, that's the truth. She knows her stuff and she sounds awesome. I got one of those two. I kind of know my stuff a bit. Sounding awesome, not so much all the time. Lady in White, do recommend it. I do collect magazines. I recently I bought a magazine, Shock Cinema, which I hadn't bought in a long time. I really, really like the interviews that they had. And it's an inexpensive magazine. It runs about $5 in both U.S. and Canada. And I'm going to be buying more. I used to collect Rue Morgue. I get the ones every once in a while. And of course, there was Fangoria back in the day. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Actually, they're remaking that. They're doing like a remake of it. Leviathan. Could probably skip it. Starlogs. Used to own a lot of Starlogs from Fangoria. Get all blushy on me now, Steph. Manhunter. Own Manhunter. Why? Because Manhunter is awesome, and it is one of my favorite. Like totally. It's one of my favorite. Hannibal Lecter's. Starlight was awesome. I really got to get that Manhunter release. I really love Manhunter. Okay, Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Sin. I haven't seen since back in the day. But, oh, that's not 3D? I didn't even know that Brian Cox, Brian Cox was amazing. He's underrated when it comes to acting in general. How can you not like William Peterson? William Peterson he's just such a cool tortured soul. And William Peterson is in one of my favorite movies of all time, To Live and Die in L.A., which I watch and rewatch over and over again, and listen to the music video before absolutely every video that I make on here. Metal Storm. I didn't know this was out actually, but so wow. Millennium Rotor. That's okay. Monkey Shines. I do recommend, if not just for the film, the behind the scenes on Monkey Shines, really, really good. Also. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's on here or not in the sale. I'll mention if it's in the sale. Yeah. Motel Hell. Munchies and Munchies 2. That's actually a newer one, so I'm surprised to see that one on here. As I am also surprised to see Naked Vengeance and Vendetta. And I'm not ashamed to say I would totally buy Naked Vengeance and Vendetta because I am a woman in prison. Like, I love those films. The Nest I own, which I still haven't been able to watch because big cockroaches freak me out. But it's got Lisa Langola, which was a famous Canadian actress, doing this type of stuff. New Year's Evil, if you don't have it, recommend it. It's a really good slasher film. Really different. Not at all what you're going to expect it to be. Evil. Night the Comments, again, that's just one everybody should know. Night the Comments is a great movie. Catherine Mary Stewart's in that. Kelly Maroney is in it. There's a bunch of commentaries on Night the Comments too. Night the Demons limited edition steelbook. Actually, this looks really cool, guys. I got to show you this. I don't own any of the steelbooks that Scream Factory put out. Yeah, actually, that's exactly right, Cubic Library. That's the one from the mid-'80s. It's really underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it, but it's actually a really good film. That once you see it, it's got a great soundtrack too. It's got a great '80s soundtrack. If you're another movie, Valley Girl, and I recently on Just to This podcast, he actually talked about Valley Girl. Valley Girl is it's a favorite of mine, and it's got this kind of really cool '80s soundtrack. And Night of the Comets is another movie that I think has a really cool '80s soundtrack, and not on here, but Demons, the original, with the Lamberto Bava Demons, fantastic soundtrack. So we got Nightmare at Noon here. That I don't remember. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. Nightmares was actually, it was a good anthology, but it doesn't. Demons 2. Yeah, actually I saw that. The Outing and Godsend's actually pretty good. Phantom of the Opera I do recommend. I actually thought it was really good. If you don't own this, Phantom of the Paradise, you must own Phantom of the Paradise. Too much, Javed. Way too much. To be totally honest with you, I know you wouldn't think so, but you have to understand a lot of movies that I buy, I kind of have watched already, even before I got them. That's the one you picked up, right on celluloid. But the thing is, I watch a lot of movies. I have no life. I work. I do this. Uh, that's it. Yeah, probably at least around 75%. There's at least another 25. No, maybe it's 70%. I say there's probably around 30% that I haven't watched, or I haven't watched it in long enough that it's going to be like looking at it with new eyes. If you're going to like include like the kind of the 50 packs and 100 packs of like ones on their own, like the Pendulum Pictures. I haven't watched a lot of those. Those were put up by Mill Creek. They're a really low budget company, but I wanted to get those. At one time, I was going to review them all. Piranha 2, The Spawning. Oh yes. I'm all kinds of my better half. This is my better half's favorite films actually. She loves cheesy stuff. Um, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 probably. And I did like a decent review on it. I think I said it's good for what it does, but it's just not for me. So that's probably my least favorite film that I own in my collection. And if I had to go anything else, like if you wanted me to get like a big film, like a Criterion style film, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button just didn't do it for me. Dedicated or fanatical or both. Thanks, man. They got Poltergeist 2 and 3 on here as well. I don't have these. I would love to have these actually. Poltergeist 2 freaked me out a lot. Poltergeist 3, I was sad when it came out, so I would have to go back and watch it again because the lead actress, she was really young, and I never when I was younger, I was like, but I never seen like a kid die like that in real life. So that affected me. Uh, I got really sad, and I don't think I've ever seen it like and been able to detach myself from that. It is his worst film. His second worst film, Alien 3. Prince of Darkness, limited edition steelbook again. If you don't have Prince of Darkness, Hard Candy I love. That's a fantastic film. Hereditary. I didn't see it actually. I saw part of it, but then I turned it off and I was like, I don't own it. So until I own Hereditary, I can't watch it on 4K. There's a couple of movies that I have not gotten through because I want to buy the 4K editions of them. The Quiet Place is one of those. I have not seen all of A Quiet Place. I saw part of it at a friend's place, and I was like, nope, I want the 4K. That's how I want to see it. Thank you, Javed. Strangers Pray at Night rocks. You did? I can't watch your review till after I watch A Quiet Place, but I'm going to cue it up. Prison, definite recommendation. Psycho 2 and Psycho 3, I'm a huge Psycho fan, so those are recommendations for me. Psycho 3 especially because it's super sleazy, and it actually is a slasher film. 121 times, really? Psycho 2 has a really great like performance by Meg Tilly. Pumpkinhead, everybody should own that one anyway. Return of the Living Dead, again, great film. I have the second sight edition. Are you watching anything made after the 80s? I can't like fault you on that. I love the 80s. Robot Jocks, Full Moon. Saturday the 14th is fun. Richard Benjamin's in that one. Saturn 3, I like Saturn 3. Not very many people talk about that one, but I thought it was fun release that they did. Scanners 2 and 3, again, it's a Pierre David. Pierre David is like, he's kind of like the Roger Corman of Canada. He produces a lot of films. He did like the Scanners film, Scanners Cop, stuff like that. Big soft spot. See, I was that your first franchise? For me, I guess the first franchise that really stuck with me, and this is not going to seem surprising. I was Friday 13th. I didn't really think of Psycho as a franchise per se until years later, and then I got the documentary that Rob did called Psycho Legacy, which is awesome. So if you guys haven't seen that, please watch that. It's really good. That will make you buy all of the Psycho movies, even the '98 one. And Scarecrows. Scarecrows I actually do like. The Intruder. You're talking about The Intruder, Kubrick lover. It's the only film that he ever made that didn't make any money, and it was kind of like a social. Hey, Carlos. It's kind of like a social, like it really had deep meaning to it. So of course, it didn't make money. The 90s have more amazing films than I realized. I used to rag on the 90s a lot, but they do have a lot of good stuff. Scream for Help, Joe Sholin. It's got Joe Sholin. I have to own it. The Serpent and the Rainbow I just recently picked up. Great release. Seventh Sign, kind of fun. Shocker, I like Shocker. Silent Night, Deadly Night. This should be in everybody's collection. I'm not joking. And the sequel as well, which I don't think is on here on the sale. But Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3. All the collector's editions are here. 80s. I'm an 80s fan, Javid. It's probably my favorite decade. I grew up in the 80s. Oh, Celluloid. Well, it's sad to see it go, man. So come back later. I really like Serpent and the Rainbow. I can understand what you mean, but it stuck with me. It seemed a bit real. It kind of bothered me. Sleepaway Camp, though, check those out. If you don't own Sleepaway Camp, Steph, if you don't own Sleepaway Camp, I'm sure you own Sleepaway Camps. But if you don't, get them. Slumber Party Massacre, I love that one. Anytime somebody comes in like, I don't like slasher films. They're totally misogynistic. Final girl, blah, 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 blah. You whip out Slumber Party Massacre, and you tell them, hey, you see, you can still keep the Red Cross one and get these. Don't make me sing the I'm a Happy Camper song, because I cannot sing. Tell you what, I'm going to take a couple of my favorites from over there in a minute. Slumber Party Massacre, definitely recommend that. I'm not singing. I used to be able to sing when I was younger. Then my voice cracked, and oh my God, no sense of tone. Sonny Boy I don't have, but David Carradine Wears a Dress sounds good. Swamp Thing, I would recommend that you probably wait to get the UK edition of that, because that one, the UK edition, is going to be uncut. So basically, this is definitely a weird movie. Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. They actually have the, I think, as of last check, they actually still have the posters for those. I don't have those. I should have them. Actually, I'm especially Teen Wolf. I was a big fan of that film. TerrorVision, The Video Dead is probably one of the best double features they ever put out. Just a bunch of features on it, like just fun, cheesy films. TerrorVision is a great song. Yeah, that's the one for Warlock 80 Films edition that you got to get. Yeah, Michael J. Fox did the first Teen Wolf. Justin Bateman did the second one. TerrorVision is your happy place. It always freaks me out, Steph, that I watch it now and I realize, oh, that's the dude from The Pretender. Because he's bald and stuff. Like, that's the dude from Pretender. Then I think, oh my God, that's also the dude from Fright Night 2. Why did I not remember this? Because I can't look into the future and see. The Thing, of course, Troll and Troll 2, I definitely recommend it. I think it has, if it has the documentary, you should have it. Vampire's Kiss, Spirits. I'm a vampire. It's awesome. Vicious Lips, I don't own. Windows is one that I recommended people. I think Elizabeth Shue was in Teen Wolf. I'd have to look it up. It's a bit slower, so some people didn't like the movie as much. But I remember liking it back in the day. I do like it when people buy the different off-kilter Scream Factory editions. Witchboard, definitely recommend. Without Warning, I enjoyed. Women's Press Massacre is one I got to own. I'm pretty sure this is like an Emmanuel film. And X-Ray Schizoid, if you don't own that double feature, why don't you? That being said, I am going to grab around a dozen Scream Factories. Because mentioning Scream Factory, SCTV, my favorite SCTV one still has to be there, like when they did the whole, my favorite thing is, he blew up. Yes, he blew up real good. And of course, the Dr. Tong's house, 3D House of Terror. 3D on SCTV. The phone is for you. Would you like the phone? Doesn't work quite well without music. Trust me, it was hilarious. I will be right back. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Has to be here. I know I have it. I got it somewhere else. All right. So, go. Spread over a couple. These are a couple of Scream Factors that are on sale. I'm here to tempt you. First off, because I'm evil, and Steph is here, I have to do this to Steph. So, this is Sleepaway Camp, the Scream Factory edition. Amazingly good. It's got a new 2K scan of the film, new commentary with Felissa Rose and Jonathan Tiersten. Got the original commentary, new interviews with the cast and the crew, Sleepaway Camp scrapbook, short film Judy, which is actually kind of fun. I don't know if you don't remember the original poster artwork. I'm so not done because Sleepaway Camp 2, I actually really love this one. It kind of gets the real kind of the awkwardness of like Pamela Springsteen's character, like within the picture, and I really dig that. Some people thought the picture was kind of goofy, but if you actually watch the movie, you have a sleepover memory to tie to the first one. This is really good. I'm a huge fan of this one. We got like a lot of features here. We got the audio commentary with the director and screenwriter, behind the scenes footage and with audio commentary. Tale of Two Sequels, Part 1, Back to the Camp, featuring interviews with Michael A. Simpson, actress Amy Fields, director of photography, video promo, and more. It was definitely Shotgun Time. This, of course, was the release that has nobody that's in the film on the cover. I love the slip covers for these. And, of course, is Part 3. I dig this one a lot, actually. And this, I kid you not, this was the cover for Part 3, Teenage Wasteland. Again, had nothing to do with the film itself. They were trying to sell it on the boobs. What's really cool about Part 3 is it's got Michael J. Pollard, and I'm a really big fan of him. He's a really quirky actor. Again, like Tale of Two Sequels, Part 2 was on here, audio commentary, bunch of deleted footage, stuff like that. Oh, Felissa. Yeah, Felissa was on Joe Bob Briggs. Like super misleading poster. There's kind of like a joy to it. Well, Pamela Springsteen went into the world of photography. She's actually a very, very talented photographer, and she unfortunately has moved away from her past, and sadly, she is probably a little bit embarrassed by it. She shouldn't be, actually. It was kind of different. They shot both 2 and 3 back to back. And the kind of idea is like she's a counselor in part two, and sort of the big joke in part three is like she dyes her hair, and she's now one of the campers. And there's the ongoing joke that she looks a little bit old for the to be a camper, and the fact that well, it's like the campers are basically you know they've had hard lives. They're inner city kids, and they've had harder lives. And she's saying, "Yeah, I've had a really hard life. That's why I look older." A Hard Candy for me was a really good movie. It did definitely disturb me because the subject matter, and it's a difference than for like say something like Serbian film. A Serbian film is a movie that goes out to try to disturb you, that tries to have like a pseudo political message, which I don't really believe that was really meant to be a strong political message. I think it was meant to shock. It was meant to shock and nothing else. Hard Candy has a good story that shocks due to the story, due to the subject matter, due to the story itself and the acting. That's the difference in that type of film. That's the difference in a film that's done to shock and a film that actually really does shock. Hard Candy is a great release, and Ellen Page is awesome in that. Patrick Wilson, again, that guy just is amazing. He'll be one of those guys that's looked upon down the road. This is now the comments. Again, highly recommended. This is the alternate artwork for this. This one has a commentary and interviews with stars Kelly Maroney, Catherine Mary Stewart, Mary Warnoff, Makeup Effects creator David B. Miller. There's like 3 or 4 commentaries on this actually. It actually didn't say that. When I bought this, it actually just said audio commentary. It didn't like say there's 3 or 4. Hell Night. You don't own this one, there's no excuse. Own this one. This is a really good movie. Really good movie, really good slasher film. It has the young Linda Blair. Not like totally young. You remember Night the Comet? A lot, like a new 4K scan of this film. This film has never looked this good, ever. And it ain't gonna look any better than this. And interviews from everybody that was acting in this film, anybody like that, as long as they're alive, they're here. They're in this. Slipcover. Took you to see Hell Night? That's kind of cool, Eric. Your grandmother rocks. Howling 2. I do recommend this one. Arrow also has an edition of this one out. And that's Sybil Danning. You're welcome. She just rocks. She says odd political views, but in real life, but her films are awesome. X-Ray and Schizo. If you don't have this one, like, I'm not gonna lie, pick it up. It's a fantastic release. It does work on Vampire. I love the fact that they made it, and he's got like Christopher Lee has these like super mod, like weird glasses, like sunglasses on. I also love that when I found out that when Christopher Lee made Gremlins 2, he actually went up to John Landis and said, "I'm sorry for Howling 2." So that's Christopher Lee. You gotta love him. X-Ray and Schizoid, both good movies. I do recommend them both. Schizoid is probably a better like done movie, but this one is hilarious. Like, it's got like so bad it's good sequences, and it's got, of course, the very, very lovely Barbie Benton in the film on the Google Doc list. Oh, thank you for staying in for so long. It's going to be a shorter one anyway. I'm going to watch a movie in a little bit. So you stayed in for a majority. Thank you. You will be getting your scan. I just got to get my better half back in her office, and then we'll get it done for you. And anytime you see something on here, if you like that, you just hit me up, okay? Enjoy, Sasha. Rest up. Troll and Troll 2. Gotta love it. Troll 2 was a very, very dark film. Very dark. If you have never seen Troll 2, the first thing you got to know about it is that it was directed and written by Claudio Fragasso. Claudio Fragasso is an Italian filmmaker, film writer, who must have been super depressed, or was really happy in real life, and he just got his super depressing stuff out in his films. Because his movie endings, like Troll 2, is as silly as it is. That's a downer of an ending. That's got a dark, dark ending. So if you've seen Troll 2 and you're like, oh, it's such a fun film, just think about the ending of Troll 2. Like, really think about the way that ends. Yeah, and that's the thing. What's really cool is that, I don't know if it's still there, but Best Worst Movie is actually included with the Troll 1 and 2 one, which I'm guessing you got. So that's like one of the best features you can have is like to have that documentary. I think the only thing that could have made the Creepshow edition better that they put out was if they would have included that documentary, the really, really excellent Creepshow documentary. It's a really good sale, Tummy Films, this time around. I do recommend checking it out. It's actually super cool. Yeah. I kind of get that feeling too, Steph, when I'm watching the featurette, the documentary that's on Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. It seems fun, and you see how hard and how much work they put into that film. And you get to this one point in the film, and the main actor, right? And he's there, and he's talking about, and he's there. So he said, yeah, he said the movie has got kind of a cult following, and he said that's been great and all. And he just stops for a second. He's like, I had plans. I had dreams. And it broke my heart. Because he did. Like, we see these movies and they're fun and they're cheesy, and you make drinking games and you watch them with friends. But for some of these people, they jump on board that. And you see them, like, they take it for all that it's worth. Exactly. If you don't have that stuff, really pick up those Silent Deadly Night editions. Are really, really good. The Beck's behind the scenes stuff is amazing. The interview everybody. But we forget that there are people working really hard. Bad movies can be fun. They can be enjoyed by people, and they definitely are. There's an article that says, like, people that like bad movies, it's a sign of intelligence. So I'm going to agree with that. I'm Mr. Vinegar Syndrome Severin movie guy. So yes, I guess you can say. And Scream Factory, I definitely agree with that. Speaking of bad movies that are really good and fun, I love Hellhole. Why? Because, no, dude, always come at a good time. We can't see the context, and that's the thing. I find that people that watch a lot of B movies or Z grade movies, they have watched a lot of the classics. They just get more out of them than somebody would who just come in. Oh, I'm going to watch this movie for fun. I've never seen Troll 2. A bunch of people are going to watch Troll 2. That's great. And Pauline Kael was one of the big voices, man. So there's Hellhole. Speaking of junk cinema, it's really fun. This has Mary Warnoff. Mary Warnoff, if you don't know who she is, please find out as much as you can about Mary Warnoff. I love this girl. She is amazing in every film that she's in, and she just has this amazing dry sense of humor. If you're if you're watching my channel and you're not a Z grade, yeah, exactly. Like Terrell, Susan Terrell, Mary Warnoff, you got to get them right away. She was in Ida Raoul, so there you go. There's a fancy movie for her. I love the fact you said that has my heart. Yes, I do have that Russ Meyer box set that everybody tends to look at because it attracts attention. Hellhole. Who's in Hellhole? Well, it's got a great cast. We've gotten, starring in this one, the classic Judy Landers, who was in Dr. Alien. We have Mary Warnoff. We've got Ray Sharkey in one of his best sleazy roles ever. Just really good. We also have Marjorie Gortner, Richard Cox, Terry Moore, Edie Williams. Yes, Edie Williams. Please be a fan. I know who Edie Williams is from Beyond the Valley of Dolls and stuff like that. Yes, exactly. Robert Zadar from Maniac Cop. He's in this one as well. And last but not least, Diane Ilsa Thorne is in this movie and is almost unrecognizable. Hellhole. There is the one that I hope. Oh, Juan, welcome, dude. Welcome to the movie club. You're now an official member. How do you not see, Steph? Don't you want to go back now? Don't you want to take one last more look through that sale and not own this and own this film? Say hi to Juan, guys, because anytime somebody new comes in here and joins the club, thank you so much. Let me see if they got anything on the inside. It's just a fun movie. It's a super fun film. It's got like and it. Not only that, if I haven't sold you on this one enough, guys, and if you're a Mary Woronov fan, yes, it does. I know what you're going to ask. Does this have an interview with Mary Woronov in this one here? Yes, it has an interview with Mary Woronov, an exclusive brand new interview with Mary Woronov on the Hellhole one. If you buy this one, tell you what, if you actually go out and buy Hellhole, do me a favor, tweet Scream Factory and say, tag me in it and say, I bought Hellhole on my recommendation. That way, if you love it or you hate it, you got me to blame. But me, myself, with that cast, how can you not love it? And Ray Sharkey is awesome. And you're right, there is a Twilight Time sale. I haven't had time to look it up yet. It's out on Show Factory TV. Haha, Eric, awesomeness. Now you need to own it because you need that interview with Mary Woronov. Because you do. Because it's really good. So Twilight Time has a sale going on in Screen Archives. What that normally means for newcomers to Twilight Time or newcomers to Screen Archives is that it's a tiered sale. Twilight Time normally do their sales in tiers, which means they'll have a certain films that'll be like 24 and like 26 and 19 and kind of going down like that. So let's go to Screen Archives really quickly. I don't have a lot of Twilight Time releases. I wish I had more, actually. And especially we're recently we lost the guy from Twilight Time, which is sad. All right. There's 5 price brackets. I'll go through them really quickly. I will mention some here. 10 to Midnight. Yeah, that was a great release. That's one of the ones that I do have. So, price bracket number 1 is the $26.95. There's only 2 in that price bracket. That's good because my voice will go before. Anne of the Thousand Days. A Man Called Peter. If I mention ones that you think are really good that I don't like to stop on, please mention it to the people in here because that may be their favorite movie they don't know about. Price bracket 2 is $24.95. We got Cinderella Liberty, Geronimo, An American Legend, Gloria. Gloria's a good movie. The Hot Rock, Let's Make Love, My Gal Sal, The Other Side of Midnight, actually not bad. Price bracket 3, we get into 1995 films. Alice. Beneath the 12 Mile Reef, that's my type. Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. Hot Rock. They're saying incredible. And trust me, if Steph says it's incredible, it's incredible. Dr. Dolittle. I did that on stage, actually. Forever Amber's a good one. The Fortune Cookie, I remember. The Hospital, Husbands and Wives. We're getting to some good stuff here. The L-Shaped Room, My Cousin Rachel, Peyton Place. I would love to have Peyton Place. I would really love to have Peyton Place. Sayonara. Suddenly Last Summer. Which one? You're probably right, actually. You know your stuff, Paul. Paul. What did I say, Paul? Cubic Lover. Because you said Paul, that's why. Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn double feature. That's actually kind of cool. You Never Get Rich. We get into the fourth price bracket, and it's like the $14.95 stuff. We got Anastasia, The Barefoot Contessa, Comes a Horseman, Bob and Karen Alice. I'd have to look. It's been a while since I've seen that one. But I remember liking the film. The Gang's All Here, I Want to Live, Interiors, Julia, which I really like actually. Kiss of Death, again, another one I like. Keys of the Kingdom, Member of the Wedding, Miss Sadie Thompson, The Train, great film. That's the Encore edition. Two for the Road and Z-Log. And honestly, more of the stuff that I like is probably in the lower. So price bracket number 5 is the $9.95 stuff. It does. It looks. So I was actually thinking, as I'm reading through this, it's the Fox Classic lineup. So April Love, The Best of Everything, Born Free, that's the name of the M1. Bound for Glory, Broken Lance, Cowboy, The Eddie Duchin Story, Fat City, The Front, good movie there. That's of course Woody Allen. Happy Ending. It can't be what I'm thinking. Hawaii, The Hawaiians, The Remains of the Day. That's of course Merchant Ivory stuff. Sense and Sensibility, and Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, which is an Encore edition. So, I'll be honest. There's good stuff. But for me, for my style, there's probably more stuff I could find at the Scream Factory sale if I was doing either one of them right now. Which I can't, because if you watch my Page Street video haul, you know exactly why I can't. But there you go. What do you think? 2 big sales going on right now. A Fat City, I don't own that one yet. I've only got like a small, like a handful of Twilight Time stuff. I actually recently did a Twilight Time video. You guys have all seen it, more than likely, and most of you guys were here for it. Ones that I own, like that aren't there, I guess some are sort of like Fright Night and the Blob, stuff like that. But the ones that I wanted to be on there, I was hoping there'd be more. Some of the ones that I want are actually sold out, and Twilight Time doesn't do horror anymore. So I would like to see them change that. I'd like to see them like do some more of that style stuff. They did a really good job with it. I think it came along the lines of like them not wanting to. I kind of wonder where Twilight Time, because the guy, the kind of one of the main forces behind Twilight Time, he's passed away unfortunately, recently. So I'm not quite sure where Twilight Time is going at this particular time. Like there's 2 companies that I'm slightly concerned about, and one is Twilight Time, and I heard that Bill Olsen from Code Red is sick. It's like he's in the hospital. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's what I heard, like from online. Yeah, if anybody knows and can correct me if that's wrong, please do, because I don't want to spread any misinformation. But I did hear that Bill's in the hospital. And he does Code Red, and I may not always agree with some of the stuff that Bill says. Bill's a little out there, but I would never want anything to happen to the dude. And I do like Code Red releases, so I hope they keep going on. I really hope that Code Red and Scorpion in the future, that they work towards doing more stuff with Kino, to get their stuff out there on a bigger. Yeah, like it's what I heard. Like Steph, to be honest with you, look it up to see, and if anybody, if I'm not correct on this, feel free to comment down below. It has taken over already during the Winter's Night thing. Was the screens on a Winter's Night? I don't know a lot about the Dark Factory guys, but I'm iffy on some of that stuff. Are you guys familiar with what's going on between Code Red and like with Dark Factory, and like kind of promoting, like pulling films? Dark Force, thank you, Dark Force. Yeah, kind of promoting films to be scalped and stuff like that. Like, buy this film. We're only going to make a few of them. Scalp it. Make a lot of money on eBay. That rubs me the wrong way. Like, I don't know them, and maybe it's just me. But, I've never been big on scalpers and stuff like that. I strongly recommend not going into that territory. It's okay to sell a movie every once in a while. You need the money, that type of thing. But there's people that actually legitimately go out just to scalp. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it anyway. Yeah, grab them from Ronin Flicks or grab them from Diabolic DVD. Like, Diabolic puts a lot of work into the stuff that they do. I think there's only two people. Yeah, Vincent has limits. I love Vinegar. You guys know I'm a Vinegar Syndrome guy. I'm Vinegar Syndrome through and through. I bleed the Vinegar Syndrome. I bleed vinegar. But yeah, 110%. I'm all for Vinegar Syndrome. And as you guys know, that's kind of Vinegar Syndrome, Severin. They're two of the companies. The AGFA I'm getting big into too as well. Vinegar Syndrome is one of the best run companies in the business, period. And I've noticed that Severin and Vinegar Syndrome are working, not just working together, but they're doing a lot of things similar. Have you noticed that Severin used to do bundles, but now they're really getting into the bundles packages, like the month type thing? I can see Severin going that way. Vinegar Syndrome has come up, and what they've done is they have successfully came up from a company that, they make dirty movies, to they make interesting movies too. They have a really great marketing strategy, that's worked really well. And it's no I'm sure it's no coincidence that more people watched and saw my channel since I fell in love with Vinegar Syndrome as a company. We went up at the same time. And I just really love their strategy. I love the monthly packages, the way that they announce things. Just they do an incredible job. Snaps doesn't release a lot, but you do have to give Snaps credit for doing really, really good transfers. They do great stuff. Yeah, and Steph has kind of a connect in a way. She has a connection to Vinegar Syndrome, and that's be through through Brad, right? Because he works with their stuff. Brad, see, Steph, aside from being the amazing co-host on much of Just This, she also is, like I told her and I told them, was the missing piece from the Screamcast. The Screamcast was a great podcast, which if you guys don't listen to, you should. That was almost perfect, and I never knew what was missing until Steph came into the Screamcast podcast. I'm like, okay, now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. I love the guys from Screamcast, and I listened to them since the beginning, much like I did listen to Just the Discs. And I'm like, they hit it. Somebody asked me about a company back there, and I do apologize. I missed it, kind of faded out. So if you want to re-ask that question, I would love to answer it. See, the thing is, yes, it's complimentary, but two, those are my thoughts. And I've always been the type of dude that just speaks, says what I think. Sometimes that's good, man. But Steph sometimes it bites me in the ass. So, yes, they did. In Montreal. Wow. Okay, I know. I would go there in a second. Archives. What company's movies do I? Do I like the most? I'm going to assume that's what company's movies do I like the most. Vinegar Syndrome. I love Scream Factory. I love Arrow. You can see how much I've got shelves of Arrow. Oh, do I have the most of? Arrow. I definitely got most of Arrow. That entire shelf right there. That's all that. That's all Arrow. Like nothing but Arrow. Like on that entire but shelf right there, right there, right on down. That's all Arrow releases. Arrow Video, Arrow Academy. Oh, do I have leased stuff? Do I have leased? It's probably I'd used to say Code Red because I don't have very many Code Red. Tell you what, let's go. Come on. That's it. Me, classy. Thank you. I'm not quite sure about that, but thank you. So, let's do this. I have 10 Twilight Times. Have 13 Code Reds. AGFA. My favorite Woody Allen is probably his early stuff like What Do You Want to Do with Sex, but we're afraid to ask, and Sleeper, stuff like that. Of course, I liked Annie Hall, and the later stuff. And then he got weird, and then it became problematic to talk with Woody Allen, which is a shame because he's a great director and a great filmmaker. I like his stuff better. My least favorite Woody Allen film, oh God, I haven't seen them all. But AGFA is the one I have least of, and that I definitely want more of. 100%. Like AGFA is they put out some stuff. I watched Lady Street Fighter, guys. I'll do a review on that. All I can say is, if you've never seen Lady Street Fighter, let me tell you this: the star. Hey, Adam, how's it going? The star of Lady Street Fighter is Renee Harmon. She is an attractive and a 50-year-old. She's a 50-something-year-old woman who's the action star of this film. She also sounds just like Tommy Wiseau. I'm not joking. If you've never seen Lady Street Fighter, turn it on, watch the movie. It's quite interesting. It's actually fairly cheap to buy too. Like I think it was like $20 or something like that. And it got 2 movies on it, sort of. Lady Street Fighter has Renee Harmon. If she has a really colorful history, like dated mobsters and all this type of stuff. But yes, check Steph. Oh my God! If you've never seen this film, Renee Harmon sounds just like Tommy Wiseau to the oh hi aspect. Yeah. But no, as for like the Woody Allen question, I'd really have to go back and look. It's been a while since I've actually watched Woody Allen. Juan, you got to make the Vincent dive. That's the thing. Vincent did do a lot of adult stuff, and there's a lot of adult stuff out there but they got a lot of other stuff as well that you'll like. Burt Rosacaro, is that your favorite or your least favorite? Because I heard both questions were asked. The thing is, that's just way before Tommy Wiseau. We're like he literally looked at me and she said, "Is she his mom? Is she Tommy Wiseau's mom?" I'm like, nobody knows the history of Tommy Wiseau, so maybe she could be. But if you like horror, one, definitely check out some Vinegar Syndrome. I'll do like a Vinegar Syndrome list down the road. Incubus is a really good addition, a movie from Vinegar Syndrome. That's one of the movies that I did a podcast on. It was in the Just This podcast. I talked about Incubus. That is a great film and a great double feature with the George C. Scott's The Changeling. I recommend watching those two back to back. It's actually a really good experience. There you go. We've talked. You heard the episode. I hope you liked it. I did my best. I shall be back on again. Brian's a busy guy, but once he straightens things out, I will be doing that again. What would be my favorite Code Red release? It's really hard. I really like the movie House on the Edge of the Park. It's a personal favorite of mine. I don't know if it's their best release though. And of course, I love the movie. God, what's it called? I love that movie that I can't remember the name of. It's fantastic. One Dark Night was a recent one that I got. Black Candles is probably one of my favorite releases. It is hard, and like we're in different time zones too, so we did it like late at night. Actually, that's nice to hear because I, I was really surprised of the positive feedback because I was extremely nervous, and I'm like, okay, am I gonna mess this up? Am I gonna mess up my one chance to be in a podcast? But I'm glad to think that I'm glad to hear that it went well, and well, again, when we get together, we get the Mr. Vinegar Syndrome, Mr. Cellophane. Yeah, I watch a lot of musicals, guys. I said later on one of these days I'm going to do a musical. Oh, hey, kitty. Oh, hey, kitty. So, here's my homework for you guys tonight. Check out Lady Street Fighter. Find a video. Find something about it. It could be like a video. Like I recommend buying it. I really do. It's got 2 movies. You get the Return of Lady Street Fighter as well, which came out 20 years later. She sounds like Tommy Wiseau. If you ever thought, wow, what would Tommy Wiseau be like? Like this live? Nah, I feed off the energy that I feed off the energy that you guys provide. And honestly, like I'm here, but you guys are like, nah. If you want to come to Lady Wiseau, then you must see Lady Street Fighter. Then you have to see. I feed off the. You guys are like at least 80 to 90% of this. I'm just like the. I'm just the. I was going to say pretty face, but I'm not going to say that. I'm just the guy in front of the camera. You guys rock. And with that being said, guys, I am Aaron. This is my kitty cat. Right on, aren't you? Aren't you my kitty cat? Check out Vinegar Syndrome if you haven't. Yes. I've had a blast. You guys are the movie club, and as always, you guys rock it. His name is Bruno. Have a great evening, guys. For me, it is time to actually get some more tea, because decaffeinated tea, gotta have a second cup. Night, guys. And toodle poop, pip, toodle pip. And I shall talk to you later. Thank my cat. Welcome on, and I hope to see you again with some Vinegar Syndrome.